Look Before You Sleep is one of my favorite episodes of all time. It is probably second only to Suited for Success as my favorite episode in the entire series. But in all honesty, this episode has so many things stacked in my favor that it'd be more surprising to me if it wasn't top tier in my book. I mean, trap my three favorite members of the main cast in a single location, thus forcing the narrative to focus on character growth and exploration, my single most enjoyable aspect of fiction as a whole. This might as well have been make an episode for Brony Curious to fanboy over, and fanboy I do because every second of this episode is brilliant. The name of the game in this episode is character development, and my god does this episode have that in spades. Literally every scene either reveals or develops new information about Applejack, Rarity, and Twilight. I think the amazing thing is that 58 episodes later, everything that's talked about in this episode about these characters is still relevant, and have all been further expanded upon. Twilight is first established in this episode to really rely on books as a crutch, because even though in the Season 1 opener we learn that she likes books, it's here where we first see that she takes everything they contain as unyielding law, making sure her slumber party hits every beat listed in Slumber 101, and furthermore, panics when a situation arises that the book doesn't cover, which even further demonstrates her book addiction because, let's face it, when a tree falls in your bedroom in the middle of a rainstorm, there are more pressing issues than trying to find out if your reference guide tells you how this fits into your slumber party. Also, hoof clapping is the most adorable thing ever. But Twilight's character development is menial in the face of the true purpose of this episode, establish establish Rarity and Applejack. These two characters are obviously different, and this episode explores their opposition masterfully, expanding upon the surface characterization that has been established for them over the last 7 episodes, and really begins to give both AJ and Rarity some true dimension. The banter between the two over the course of this episode is some of the sharpest writing of the entire show, and I can't help but feel giddy every time I watch this episode because every syllable of their back and forth is an utter pleasure to behold. From the truth or dare bit to the making of s'mores to the bit where they're arguing in bed, you can just feel the sexual tension. Can just appreciate the lengths that the writers go to firmly ground each character in their mannerisms and how they clash with the other. And there's even some of my beautiful continuity here, as Rarity once again uses her "it is on" line from Ghostbusters, and AJ is again shown as the most level-headed and mature member of the cast, taking it upon herself to apologize first when the situation finally starts getting out of hoof, and even resisting her urge to snap at Rarity's initial rebuttal in an effort to keep the peace. Their subsequent team-up, while Twilight obliviously continues to search her book for the answer, is a great resolution of the conflict, and their hug at the end shows that going forward, the two will have a beautiful relationship. Friendship.